All right, first time here, and I think the trail I'm gonna take today, because it has no, it's only a hiking trail for hikers. I'm gonna take this creek loop trail and then maybe continue on a little bit, then come back and then go up like this. But this is a creek loop trail, 1.4 miles. These other trails, I'd like to try in the future. Some of them are longer, and this one was actually rated as a moderate hike because of the elevation changes. Some of these are longer, but don't have quite the elevation change. So the Easy Rider Trail does not have bikes on it. So you won't have somebody come flying by you. You just got to jump out of the way. They do have horses, but horses, you can hear them coming, and they're big and they're not galloping down the trail. So that's probably going to be my next trail. Even though Slab Creek goes over the trail and goes along there, that might be my last one just because of the biker factor. But this other one looks kind of interesting too, because you got a marsh area up here, which, if you're a birder or something, that might be of interest to you as well. But these are little branches from Big Canoe Creek. That's Slab Creek that goes up there, connects with Big Canoe Creek. But these are little branches here that you get to cross over and see as well along the way. After ascending the ridge, I descended down into the valley here where the creek was. This is Big Canoe Creek, and I'm just giving you a little peripheral view here. This is a creek level view, and we've had somewhat dry conditions lately, so it's visible in this view of the creek. This is a trail right along the creek, and it's just a gorgeous walk, I tell you. Of course, it looks in the fall. I wish I got here a little earlier. All the leaves are kind of brown, but as you can see, this is just magnificent feature here of the trail that wanders along the creek, and so you get a little bit of everything. You get some elevation, you get the top of the ridge and the pines. You can look down over the deciduous forest, and then you descend down into the valley where the creek is, and then they have a nice little stroll along the creek. Just an awesome feature. I'm impressed. There are some unusual natural features to note along the way. This is just another view of how the trail kind of parallels the creek. This is a tree with unusual seed pods. Please ID if anyone knows what it is. This is another creek view, highlighted by a fallen tree with moss on it. I thought it was kind of cool, so I tried to get a little different perspective of it. Back up the hill, the trail. This is a creek loop trail. Still ascending this part of the trail. Just beautiful all around. Like I said, I think I missed the leaf change. You can see, but we still got some greens and yellows in here. This is what I'm talking about. good craftsmanship and stewardship of building this preserve. As I look in front of me, as we all look in front of us, you can see there's kind of a rock or a stone field. And it'd be easy to lose the trail, especially when you got a lot of leaves like this. But notice along the path here how they have made a little, pulled some of the rocks away and made a little rock wall on the left-hand side all the way up to where you can kind of see where the trail goes. And of course, that big rock up there would be a great place for a stopping point, a picnic, as it's kind of toward the top of the mountain, and great rest from if you're taking a hike and you're trying to spend the day out here and you're not in a hurry. Great place. I mean, you got benches along the way to rest, but a nice little rock outcropping up here is a great idea to be able to set your stuff down and your family down, whatever, and have a nice little place to sit. So as I go through here, I got to kind of watch my step, but see how the rocks have shown me the way on the left. Make sure that I stay on the trail and don't lose the trail, because like I said, a lot of rocks and you cover it with leaves, and that just makes it more difficult. But isn't this a great place here to spread out, have a picnic? You got seats for everybody. You can see there's a drop off on this side over here and drop off over here. The trail's just right along the top of the ridge. But like I said, what a great place to take a break, kind of talk. The rest is kind of, we got a little more elevation change upward, but then the trail goes down. A short little trail. And at the end of this particular trail, you go about another 200 feet or so, and you're still kind of going along the creek. I decided to take that route and then decided to come back. So I made it a little longer than it was. So far, I've gone 1.62 miles. Just kind of taking my time. I'm here to take it in, not just see how fast I can clock in. And it's been great. I did see one person on the trail walking their dog, but in this particular trail, I chose it because I was kind of looking for wildlife and so I could get bird sounds and such. But it doesn't have horses and bikes. This is for hiking only. So, the person with a dog is fine, but you won't have a horse coming up on you or somebody on a bike that you got to jump out of the way. And, it's not, when I got here, there was nobody here. So this is during the week. It's a Wednesday. So great time, kind of sneak out here. Not as many people, and great time of year because it's cooling off. So you can take your hikes. That's when hiking really jumps up, is when it starts to cool off. Because you can get out and hike and not get too overheated. Plus, the insects and all that start to fall off. You still need to be aware of ticks, because they're pretty much year round, especially deer ticks. We don't want Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So anyway, great place to stop and sip some water. They even have this spot mounted. I guess they've got a marker here, CL27. So this might be if you had something broken or whatever, you could turn your ankle or something and needed help. You can call somebody and you tell them you're on the trail, and it's CL27 marker. They could come right to you. So if you don't have one of those GPS things that marks where you are exactly, you can look on your phone. If you've got hiking, like AllTrails, which I'm using now too, to kind of look at the trails that I'm going to hike, but and explore and scout, to see whether it's worth me bringing my larger camera and film gear out with me. And if I do, I want to know the shortest point for carrying 23, 25 pounds gear with me to a location. I don't know kind of what I'm getting into. So great to take my little Everly Stock Bandit backpack to scout. Got my camera with a 70 to 200 lens. It's got a 1.6, I believe, factor on it. It's an A60 6400, I believe, and Sony. And then I've got this camera, of course, here, which is my X4, Insta360 X4, which is an awesome camera to get unique views. Great for scouting, because I can go back and review this in 360 degrees. I can spin it around, take a look around, see things actually I probably didn't see when I was huffing and puffing up the trail. So some great tools to use, and like I said, this is a great spot. Now here's a tree that's adapted. It must have fallen down and decided to grow, but look at this. Very interesting. Adaptation of the tree to survive. And not only do we have the rock outcropping that you saw a minute ago, when you get a little higher elevation, there's more. There's another bench up here. Must be a great overlook. Let's go check it out. Now here's something I didn't expect. I was talking about having your lunch on the rock, drinking some water on that rock outcrop. This is really, this is magnificent. So we've got an area here where if you got little kids and they're tired, you can sit down with your full picnic spread. They got a trash can up here. You've got a lookout, another lookout bench over here. So kids got plenty of space. They can run around here, run off more energy, because they'll have it. You probably won't, coming up the hill. And I think, even if you came the opposite direction we came, you still got an elevation change, kind of an uphill to get to this spot. So let's go over and look at the bench over here and see what we got as far as a view. Apparently, I'm not at the top of the elevation. This is AllTrails Plus app, and of course it tells you all the stats, how long I've been on the trail, the distance I've walked, the elevation gain since I started. I started actually a little late, but you can see it's got the elevation at the bottom on a graph, and I'm not quite to the top. So let's move along a little more. I'm not sure what kind of woodpecker made these holes, but it being so low on the tree, it seemed fascinating to me. If anybody knows, let me know. I really enjoyed my hike today, kind of exploratory hike on Creek Loop Trail of Big Canoe Creek Nature Preserve. I'll be back to check out the other trails, look for other videos in this regard. Thank you so much.